Well, hey there, YouTube. So, you were all in bed with me. Uh-oh. I was just thinking the other day about the word whore. Whore. Um, and, like, when I took sociology of gender in college, one of the topics that we covered was actually slut-shaming. The idea of using a woman's, or even a man's, much to a lesser degree, um, their sexual experience or sexual interactions as a way to shame them. To say, you are a bad person because insert here. But to me, that's ridiculous. Okay, so an individual engages in the exact same type of behavior that everybody else engages in, whether they want to admit it or not. The idea of slut-shaming is ridiculous to me. Because, the bulk of the people on this planet will have sex at one point or another. Whether they do it with only one partner in their life, or have multiple partners, be they in monogamous relationships or not, they will have sex in some manner or form. There's only a very small group of individuals that will never have sex. I can understand why people might want to use it against somebody, but ultimately, it's somebody's own body. It's how somebody wants to interact with their world. So, keeping all that in mind, to me, the actual definition of whore is a woman, though sometimes a man or a gender-neutral individual, who is comfortable with their body, with their sexuality, understands their desires, their wants, their needs, understands their own history, and is somebody who is self-empowered enough to go out and get their wants, desires, needs fulfilled. Or as an individual or an individual who acknowledges the pros and cons of their behavior throughout their lifetime and accepts the consequences of them. Or I'm adding this last little bit because I got called a whore. Adding this last little bit to my definition because I got called a whore by a homeless person after they tried to grab my kilt. A self-empowered individual who will not allow another individual to take advantage of them willingly. Basically, what we know as a whore today is an individual who is self-empowered when it comes to their body, their desires, their wants, their needs, and is not afraid to stick up for themselves, to get what they want, and to fend off people who desire to cause them harm or desire to interact with them in a way that they do not desire. When I was walking down the street with my buddy and some homeless guy tried to grab my kilt, I immediately said, no, back off, and I literally got down to a fighting stance, and I was about ready to punch the lights out, if he had not backed off. Thankfully enough, he got the clue, but as I was walking away, he called me a whore. The idea of using the word whore to insult somebody is ignorant. It's stupid. So really, you're so high and mighty on your little horse that you're going to think that somebody is a bad person just because they acknowledge, they accept, and they embrace their wants, desires, needs? Really? They're a bad person because they are open about it, and they do it ideally in a safe manner, or in a way that they accept the consequences for? Really, who's the bad person here? Just stating a couple of ideas when it comes to the idea of whore. So I must say, I adore the whore. Peace out, YouTubes.